Case is a case is a case, Bill. A patient's a patient. If you think of them as God's children, you're in trouble, fella. Quote, the intrusion of emotion impairs efficiency. Unquote, dear old Professor L.
Okay, no argument. I just want the patient to be my patient, my case, and my responsibility.
Responsibility he wants yet.
5 hours in surgery backing up the great man on an open heart job. And he wants responsibility.
You said the key words, Charlie. Backing up. It was his case, not mine.
Always will be as long as you stay here or any other city hospital. The answer is private practice if you can ever afford to buy one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's always the Peace Corps. Lots of responsibility there. Interesting cases, too. They got elephantiasis, poison darts.
Come on. Just because a guy is fed to the teeth working as an assistant scrubbing doesn't mean to say he wants to be Albert Schweitzer.
But I recognize the men in white syndrome, fella. The word is challenge. For myself, I want a nice, cushy practice in GYN. Lucrative, never a night call.
You're welcome to it, Charlie. I can't see making a career out of hot flashes and hypochondria.
Hey, listen to this ad, will you? Barry Logan, M.D., offers rewarding practice for young doctor not interested in typical career. Price, $1 million. Can you beat that?
Yeah, I read it.
What are you waiting for, Bill?
Yeah, you should get plenty of responsibility for $1 million.
For $1 million, who needs responsibility?
Well, as a matter of fact, I thought of going over there and seeing what it's all about. I looked up Logan in the directory. He's pretty solid.
South. He should be Harvey Cushing for that kind of dough.
What do you plan to use for money?
Well, I thought I'd make a $10 down payment. That'll leave me $29 for the rest of the month.
Hey, you know where this golden opportunity's waiting for you? Elm Street, Stoke, Indiana.
Even if it was Park Avenue, there never was a practice worth $1 million.
That's exactly why I thought I'd take a look-see. It's crazy, isn't it?
That ought to put it right up your alley.
Yeah, let me see that.
Oh, that's got to be kidding there, Bill. You know that's liable to be some funeral parlor or something.
Or a clip joint.
I'll let you know. Tomorrow afternoon, when I'm off, that's where I'm going.
$1 million. Some opportunity. You're crazy.
I'll see you. $1 million.
William Grant, M.D., was suffering from that restiveness that assails many a young doctor after years of interning in a big city hospital. But those years in the efficient, modern building, working with all the gleaming equipment available to modern medicine, had left him unprepared for the little storefront emergency hospital to be found in the odd corners of our cities. They're not much to look at. Certainly, they don't have $1 million look, but they fill a need. And surprisingly, Bill Grant was to find this particular one held something important for him, too.
we are, just like new. You'll feel like a million tomorrow.
Ain't never yet felt like a million. Never know how. 2 cents. Feel more like 2 cents.
What's your trouble, young man?
Dr. Grant, to see Dr. Logan.
Oh, pardon me, Doctor. About the ad, right? You won't do. Your dad's ready now, Miss Wesley? That'll be $1, as usual.
Robbery.
Now, Dad.
Now, Dad. I still say it's robbery.
What time does Dr. Logan come on duty?
You'll see the sign on the door. Open 24 hours. He's having a nap right now.
He was. Till this coffee class done. Was me.
Dr. Grant.
Oh. Doctor? We're all out of chili nuts. Coffee, too. You better go buy some before we get busy.
I'm sorry to wake you up, Doctor.
I don't believe it. You look sore about something. My ad in the journal?
That's what I came about.
Did you come far?
Chicago.
Not worth it, huh? The trip, I mean.
Not just the trip, if you don't mind my saying so.
Don't mind a bit. As a matter of fact, I'd be surprised if you felt differently. Come on in. I do most of my own lab work. Well, at least you crossed the road and came in. Good sign, that. Healthy curiosity.
I invested $1.80 in a fare here, is why.
Well, so did most of the others, as far as I know. More, for all I know. They didn't come in. Not a one. Nurse said she saw a few of them a few days after the ad appeared. Took one look from across the street and left. Looked good and sore, too. Like you, Doctor.
Do you blame them?
Not a bit. I do feel sorry for them, though.
Dr. Logan, can you tell me what makes this place worth $1 million? Or is it some practical joke?
No joke, Doctor. Practical or otherwise. This practice is worth every cent. To the right party. Excuse me.
Hi, are you the doctor?
I'm the doctor. Trouble.
Oh, Crumb, Mom's gonna be awful mad.
Moms usually understand. What happened? That's all right. He's a doctor, too. Dr. Grant.
It's nothing terrible. It's a splinter.
You better come in here with me. You climb up here, we'll have a look at it. Well, that's quite a splinter. Where did you ever pick up a sliver that long?
Playing table tennis. Isn't that crazy? Off the corner of the table, I guess.
Didn't anybody do anything about it?
Well, I didn't say anything. When I saw the blood and all, I just put on my sweater and left.
Where was this?
Oh, boy, I know. He's got a table in the basement where the furnace is, you know, but real nice.
Your parents know you were coming here?
Oh, they'd be awful mad if I called him at work for something like this. Besides, I was supposed to go straight home after school, and it's after 6 now.
I see. Well, hold your skirt.
Is it gonna hurt real bad?
No. If it does, I think perhaps Dr. Grant would hold your hand if we asked him. Dr. Grant, would you give this young lady moral support and half a cc of tetanus toxoid? While I take out the biggest splinter since Charlie McCarthy.
You working for your brownie badge in woodcraft?
Her boyfriend's ping pong table turned on her.
Any refrigeration around here? Your parents send you?
Nurse will be back in a minute, Doctor, if you don't care to be involved.
Ouch! That hurt.
that.
Sleeve up.
This is going to sting a bit. A little pain's good now and then. It's part of living.
Thanks a lot. Will it leave a scar?
Not so you'll notice it.
Okay.
That's it.
How much is that?
Well, now, what's your allowance?
50 cents.
A quarter, please.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. You too, Doctor.
Wash that skirt in cold water. Your mom won't notice it.
I will.
Cold water, mind.
Goodbye, Doctor.
I know. I didn't have parental release.
If anything goes wrong,
The chances of anything going wrong are about 1 in a million.
that makes it okay and legal, of course.
On the other hand, there's always a chance of tetanus in a case like this. It was a pretty deep puncture.
The perfect setup for a malpractice suit.
You wouldn't be of the school that would let a man die on the street for fear his heirs would sue.
I don't go looking for trouble.
A mistake. You might find interesting things in life looking for trouble. Thanks for the assistance anyway, Dr. Grant.
Dr. Logan, I believe it's customary to base the price of a practice on earnings.
I believe it is.
Well, from what I've seen so far, 50 cents a quarter.
You haven't seen anything yet, Doctor.
Doctor, a terrible thing has happened to me.
Sit down here. Relax. What's the trouble?
It's nothing with the pulse, it's with my stomach. I swallowed my cap.
Your cap?
A bridge? Bridge cap by the dentist. It is a cap. $155. And it's already in my stomach. Teeth, my insides I need. Pump me, please.
That won't be necessary. Take some bread and milk.
Bread and milk?
That's right. You go home, eat a bowl of bread and milk. Come back tomorrow.
Bread and milk? And for that you charge me?
Nothing, my friend. Good night.
Bread and milk.
I can see where a fella could make a fortune in a place like this.
Rent and groceries.
Look where you're going, can't you? Can't you see her condition? Did he hurt you, honey? I'll knock his head off. You clumsy oaf!
Please, madam, forgive me. I didn't know.
Oh, really, Henry, for goodness sakes, the poor man didn't even touch me. Really, it's all right.
What's all the trouble?
Doctor, my wife needs attention, your immediate attention. Come on, honey.
This doctor will tell you take milk and bread and come back tomorrow.
Come on, dear.
Are you in labor?
No, sir.
Oh, it can happen any minute, Doctor. You see, in my family, there's...
Which of you is having this baby?
Well, this is no joking matter, Doctor. In my family...
Henry, Doctor, really, the baby isn't due for another month yet, but Henry keeps thinking...
Doctor, everyone in my family was premature. My mother was premature. I was premature.
That you are. So take the girl home and quit fretting. Don't worry, my dear.
I don't like your attitude, Doctor, not one bit. Believe me, if our obstetrician wasn't out of town today, I never would have brought my wife to this dump.
Henry, come on.
You're quite right. This is no place for her. So take her home.
Come on, Henry, let's go.
Sorry you made a wasted trip, Dr. Grant. But thanks anyway for crossing the road.
You still haven't let me in on the $1 million bid.
That was just a figure, son. What the right man would be getting here hasn't a price. Involvement. Total involvement with his fellow men. That's what life's about, Dr. Grant. What makes it worthwhile.
Come on, lady. I ain't gonna carry.
I can handle her.
Help yourself. Another pill job from the Riverside Hotel. Here's her purse. I already got my fare.
Here,
I've got it. You call Dr. Logan.
nurse, my back. You gotta do something for me.
You'll just have to wait. Dr. Logan. Pills.
Hold it.
She's in bad shape.
Take her to my office. It'll take time if she's lucky. A Levi's, nurse. 5% glucose drip.
All right, sit down over there. And shut up. Hey, where's the doctor?
Busy. Wait your turn in the waiting room.
You got him? My friend here hasn't got time to wait. Hey, you call the doctor.
Doctor, there's another emergency. Did you hear me, Doctor?
One emergency at a time, nurse. Get this Levi set up, please.
There are some hoodlums out here that want you.
Hey, Doc. My buddy out there had an accident. Take a look at him, will you?
This woman's in very serious condition.
I didn't ask you how's business, Doc. I'm telling you to take care of my buddy. Now.
Let me go. Assist Dr. Grant.
Wait a minute. You're gonna need it.
I'll let her know if I do.
Oh, Doctor.
Good evening, Mrs.
I just
Fisher.
came after my vitamins like I do every
Sit down,
Tuesday.
lady.
Don't worry, my dear. They won't harm you.
Oh, doctor,
This will get to you soon.
I need some Paradol for my back.
Oh,
I'm in terrible...
shut up. Gunshot or knife?
Gunshot.
Set him up against that machine.
What's that?
Fluoroscope. I have to locate the slug.
Do like he says.
Help him off with his coat.
Forget the lavage. Get the IV glucose drip going right away.
But Dr. Logan...
Dr. Logan didn't have her blood pressure. I doubt if there'll be time to do both.
There's a phone on the desk.
Who's he?
He's a doctor.
You. Get out here and give a hand.
That girl's going to die unless she gets
So I'll
immediate-
send her flowers. Now, you get out there and hold them up like the doc says. Matt, go sit in the waiting room. Anybody comes in, you keep them there.
What's her blood pressure?
It's falling.
Put that light out. Nurse, light, please.
Okay. But don't anybody try anything.
Two slugs. One on the lung, one on the stomach. Probably general hemorrhaging. All right, put the light on.
Am I gonna make it, Doctor?
That depends on your friend here. How soon he gets you to a place that's equipped for this kind of job. I'm not.
But you're going to give it the old college try, aren't you, Doc?
It's a matter of equipment.
Who asked you? The guy who put those slugs in him is dead. We take him to a hospital, he's as good as dead, too. Follow me?
This is a 2-hour operation, at least.
So what are you waiting for?
All right. You help Dr. Grant get him on the table while I scrub up.
Nah, Doc. Old Doc Grant here looks like a big, strong boy to me. He needs any help, Matt'll do it.
I can manage.
Yeah, I figured you could.
Any reaction?
Nothing, Doctor.
Cover her with blankets and set the time of 30 minutes. I'm going to need you.
Yes, Doctor.
Where's the phone?
There's a booth in the next block. Local calls, 10 cents.
There's a phone on the desk.
All right, don't anybody use it.
Why don't you rip it off the wall like a real hood?
And have an emergency crew here in 10 minutes, huh? Oh, you are real cute.
Hi. Quiet night tonight. Is Doc Logan in with a patient?
Yeah.
Nurse got any coffee going?
Kowalski.
She's in with the doctor. They got a pretty rough case in there. That's why I'm waiting.
Your kin?
Mm-mm. No, nothing to do with me. Just waiting my turn.
Ah, sure, glad to hear that. Everybody's got enough troubles. Wouldn't want to wish nothing on nobody. Yeah, the nurse usually fixes me a cup of coffee around about this time.
All right. And don't let anybody start anything.
Nobody intends to start anything unless you do.
I hope you're right.
Well, I guess I better check back later when she's not so busy. Nice talking to you, young fella.
See ya. And make him hurry up, will ya?
Hey, how come no gloves?
I'll take a chance if your friend will.
I got a feeling I've had it.
None of Dr. Logan can do anything about it, although I don't know why he should.
Because he's a human being, Dr. Grant. Sort of. Will you assist on this, Doctor? It's going to be a long job.
Pressure's dropped a bit.
Syncovite. 2 cc's. Forceps.
Pressure steady.
Half the battle.
I wonder how many of those he deposited in other people.
Right now, I couldn't be less interested. Let's go after the other one.
I'll take care of that. Okay, Doctor?
Go ahead.
Glucose is under the sink.
How's he doing in there?
He's still breathing.
Well, he better be. Look, the trade's beginning to stack up out there. You tell the old man to hurry it up.
Deliver your own messages. Dr. Logan's doing the best he can in a lousy cause.
Dr. Grant! Adrenaline! Quick!
Hey, you. They're calling. They want some adrenaline. Hey, what's the matter with you? Are you deaf or something? Now move.
Give me the police. Emergency. This is the Elm Street Emergency Hospital. Hold up. Make it fast, but exercise caution.
Bill? Well?
Police are on the way.
I lost the other one. You picked a busy night. Guess I never will get resigned to losing one.
He won't be missed.
That we don't know. We're gonna have to do something about this girl. Did she have a handbag?
I'm for knowing as little as possible in cases like this. Time enough for that if she doesn't come out of it.
Well, somebody might want to see her before she doesn't pull out of it.
Coffee break.
Thank you.
They're stacked up 3 deep out there.
Oh, I thinned them out. I got rid of little old Winnie Fisher and the rest of that vitamin and blood pressure trade. Get out! This is private.
I can't stand it a minute longer, Doc. I got a bad back. Slip disc. Oh, I had x-rays. It's agony, Doc. I gotta have...
Do aspirin and codeine, nurse.
Right. This way.
Aspirin. Doc, stuff like that won't touch it. I gotta have Paranol. It's the only thing.
Sorry.
For 1.5...
I'll fix you up. This'll do it.
This.
What you need.
Thanks, Doc. What do I owe you?
Pay the nurse.
Thanks.
You didn't fall for that backache bit. He looked like an addict to me.
Maybe. I get a lot of them here. You're thinking that's the $1 million answer. The great lucrative practice. The old dope peddler posing as the Good Samaritan. But I see you're resisting it, giving me the benefit of the doubt. And I thank you. It was a dose of B12 I gave that poor guy.
Poor guy. Where do you think he's going to get you, giving vitamins to a junkie?
You'd be surprised. Sometimes they get the message. But if they come back, I'll report them.
I see. Well, it makes sense. You get them off your back.
That's right. You see, with experience and advancing years, your horizons narrow. And you stop trying to climb the highest mountain. When I first opened this place years ago, I really thought I could do something about it. One of my first patients was on morphine. That fellow used to come around here every night with the greatest assortment of ailments, all needing painkiller. I must say he had a wonderful imagination. I never refused him a shot. Little by little, I reduced the dose. And do you know I almost had him weaned? But what I didn't figure on was that this place became a way station for all the junkies in Indiana. They used to come over from Chicago in carloads. That was a lesson, Bill. You know, sometimes we forget that we're people, too. Not God, as some of our patients would like us to believe.
Yes? Mrs. Jackson? Again? No, I can't call him to the phone right now. He's busy with a patient. But I'll ask him. Jimmy Jackson's done it again. They just got in from a party and found an empty box of birdseed on his bed.
Tell her to give him some cream and berries to go with it.
Dr. Logan says not to worry. Just give Jimmy some cream and berries. Yes, that's all. No, I can't. But I'll tell him. Good night, Mrs. Jackson. She says to tell you she just hopes it'll work.
I think about half of my practice is built on people swallowing things. Nowadays seem to swallow anything, particularly by way of their ears.
You think you're smart? I'll show ya.
He got the message okay, but he didn't like it.
They never do. When there are no answers. Who's next?
Oh, this young lady dropped a bowling ball on her foot. She hates bowling.
Let's have a look at it. I appreciate your help, Bill, but you don't have to stay all night, you know.
Well, there's unfinished business, Doctor.
Hi, Doc. What happened here? I heard a guy screaming his head off, but I lost him. I had my eye on a drunk back there. Sure made a mess out of this. You know who did it?
I've no idea, officer. Just been having one of those nights.
You can say that again. Hey, you, I saw you weaving down the street. Now get out of here before I run you in.
He isn't drunk. Diabetic coma. Thus, IV normal saline, 100 units insulin. Would you take care of that, Bill? This man's going to need a lot of attention.
Sure.
Nurse, hurry up with that insulin.
What was the name of the place where the cat picked up the girl?
The Riverside Hotel.
Information? Give me the phone number of the Riverside Hotel. Thank you very much. This is the Elm Street Emergency Hospital. A girl was brought in here from your place earlier this evening. Right. Do you know her name and address? Oh, no, that'll be fine. Foyle. Foyle, J.C., 1711 Maple Street. Thank you. Well, I'm afraid I don't care too much how he'll feel. Good night. Give me the phone number of Mr. J.C. Foyle, 1711 Maple Street, please.
I need the timer. Any improvement?
I've got the name and the address of the man who was with her at the hotel. The clerk knew him.
So what you gonna do about it?
Call him. Thank you. Mr. Foyle, this is the Elm Street Emergency Hospital. A girl you were with today at the hotel was brought in here, unconscious. Are you there? Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you that. We're doing all we can. I'd like you to give me her name and address and next of kin. Yes. No kin. Do you know what she took and why? Keep it quiet. I guess it's no use my asking if you'll come down and pick her up if she does come out of it. Oh, yes, I can see how your wife might not go for it. Really? Well, apparently it wasn't just one of those things to her, Mr. Ford. Sweet dreams. You know what's bothering that louse? The trouble he's liable to have with his wife.
That surprise you?
Oh, I guess not. Her name is Shirley Mason. No kin in the city. She rooms with a family at 279 West Walnut.
We'll have to notify them if she doesn't respond soon.
I know she's your case, Doctor.
From the way you talk to that fellow, I'd say you're more involved than I am. What's on your mind?
I'd like to try picrotoxin intravenously.
Go ahead.
It's on the shelf. How's your diabetic?
I'll make it.
Lucky thing for him that policeman didn't pick him up on the street.
Yes. Surprised how many times they end up in the drunk tank. And I mean end. Just because it's so seldom that anybody bothers to take a second look.
You got a rough one there.
Multiple myeloma.
I wouldn't give him 3 months.
That was about my prognosis.
Tough verdict to deliver.
Tougher still to accept. You better keep a close watch for reaction after that.
You're in an emergency hospital. You've been here quite a while. Almost all night. Gave us quite a time.
I wish I were dead.
Alive is better. You'll think so, too, after you've had a cup of coffee. I'm about due for one myself. Why don't you join me? Nurse! According to the officer on the beach, he makes the best coffee east of Chicago.
Well, you finally came through for us. You'd gotten to be our oldest inhabitant around here. You don't know how lucky you are. Oh, I don't mean just being alive, honey, but I mean getting wise to that lawful wedded heel.
Why don't you make us some of your super coffee? And tell Dr. Logan we're in fine shape.
I'll tell him. He's busy setting the foot of that woman who dropped the bowling ball on it. He finally got around to it. You'll never know the trouble a woman will go to not to do the thing she doesn't want to do.
You feel hungover for a while, but you'll be okay. Why don't you sit up? I want you to take a shower before you go. If you feel woozy, you just sit down and yell for the nurse. After you get dressed, we'll have some coffee, okay?
How did she know about him?
The hotel clerk gave me his name and address. I called him a little while ago.
Oh? How did he sound? I mean, what did he say when you told him?
He was sore at being awakened and worried about what his wife would say.
He didn't say anything at all? Didn't seem to care?
My guess is he never cared for anyone but himself. Now, you get up. And we'll have some coffee and talk some more if you want to. If you don't, you're free to leave whenever you want to. We'll be glad to see you go. Under your own power. Come on. In there.
There we are. Doctor?
I should have known right from the start. And after a while, I guess I did know. But I couldn't face it then. Because I'd fallen hard for him. Last week, I saw him in a store with a woman and 2 kids. You could tell it was his wife. And I felt sick like never in my whole life. It was as if all my blood had turned to ice water.
Better drink your coffee before it turns to ice water.
We had a date tonight. I mean, last night. And I kept it. Just to feel his arms around me one last time. But I couldn't. And when I told him why, he said I was crazy. What difference did it make for us? He only stayed with her on account of the kids. She hadn't been a wife to him for years. That kind of corny stuff. I knew he was lying. But it didn't matter. I'd already made up my mind to do it, whatever he said.
If everybody who had done something that left a bad taste in their mouth killed themselves, the world would be pretty thinly populated.
Well, I guess I'll take off. If I had to be saved, it couldn't have been by a nicer guy. I could have easily hated you. I don't think I'll have the guts to try it again.
Shirley, if you put it on that basis, you will try again. What you have to have right now is the guts to go on living. Until you want to live again. That won't be so long, believe me. You want to see what death looks like? Here. Here. Take a look. Portrait of a man in real trouble. 3 months from now, he'll be dead. And all the glucose in the world can't save him.
Does he know?
No, he still has to be told.
By you?
No, he's not my patient, I'm happy to say.
Dr. Grant likes patients who are going to live. Who doesn't? Life is very precious. You remember that, my dear. Nobody and nothing worth killing yourself for.
I'll remember. Thanks.
I hope you really mean that now.
I think she does. Bless you, girl.
Yeah.
That's the best thing she could do. I hope she cries her head off. It's the ones who walk out with a brave wooden smile that come back on a stretcher. Well, Bill, if you have early duty, you better get on your way. You won't make it.
Go. I won't make it anyway. But it's been worth it. For me, at least. You know, it seems like an age since I was kicking myself about not having any responsibility. And now, for the first time since I've been out of school, I really feel 100% responsible for somebody for a while. Even if she was your patient.
That's because you became involved with a person instead of just treating a case. You gave her a bit of yourself. You gave her time. The most priceless thing we have.
Yes, I guess you're right. Certainly is for that guy. Look at the extent of those osteolithic lesions. When you see that, you really appreciate how precious time is.
Yeah.
It's you, isn't it?
I'm the patient. Finally. Think anything else could pry me away from this place?
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. You've been lucky. Really lucky.
How do you mean that, Bill?
You've had a good life. Everybody's got to die someday. But not everybody, in their whole lives, gets as much living as you do here in a single day.
I think you really do understand. More to the point. Bill, do you think a fellow like yourself could get as much out of a place like this as I do?
Oh, yes. That's right. I did come to look it over, didn't I? Well, I don't know. I'd take it like a shot if I had $1 million.
Dr. Grant, you've got a deal. I'll take your check for $1 million. Only we'll just date it a bit ahead. About a year to be safe.
Hello there.
Hey, Ben. Well, you got back just in time, Doctor. We were about to call missing person.
Yeah, I see how concerned you are from that corner shot you just made.
So what was it, Bill? A flourishing funeral parlor? A girly bar?
A boogie joint, maybe?
I have a hunch you guys wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Ah, come on, give.
It was an emergency hospital.
For $1 million? Must have been something special about it, like oil well in the basement.
No, nothing like that. It was a crummy little place, as a matter of fact. Not much larger than this room. But it was full of people. And I bought it.
What do you mean you bought it?
I mean, I bought it. I've handed in my resignation here. I just dropped by to see you guys, say goodbye, and wish you luck.
What are you using for money this week?
Well, my credit may not be so good here, but in Stoke, Indiana, all I had to do was write a check, slightly post-dated.
For a cool $1 million. What else?
It'll never be cashed. Not a chance. Not a chance. So long, doctors.